Lesson 12. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. The importance of this idea lies in the fact that it contains a correction for a major perceptual distortion. You think that what upsets you is a frightening world, or a sad world, or a violent world, or an insane world. All of these attributes are given it by you. The world is meaningless in itself. These exercises are done with eyes open. Look around you, this time quite slowly. Try to pace yourself so that the slow shifting of your glance from one thing to another involves a fairly constant time interval. Do not allow the time of the shift to become markedly longer or shorter, but try instead to keep a measured, even tempo throughout. What you see does not matter. You teach yourself this as you give whatever your glance rests on equal attention and equal time. This is a beginning step in learning to give them all equal value. As you look about you, say to yourself, I think I see a fearful world, a dangerous world, a hostile world, a sad world, a wicked world, a crazy world, and so on, using whatever descriptive terms happen to occur to you. If terms which seem positive rather than negative occur to you, include them. For example, you might think of a good world or a satisfying world. If such terms occur to you, use them along with the rest. You may not yet understand why these nice adjectives belong in these exercises, but remember that a good world implies a bad one, and a satisfying world implies an unsatisfying one. All terms which cross your mind are suitable subjects for today's exercises. Their seeming quality does not matter. Be sure that you do not alter the time intervals between applying today's idea to what you think is pleasant and what you think is unpleasant. For the purposes of these exercises, there is no difference between them. At the end of the practice period, add, but I am upset because I see a meaningless world. What is meaningless is neither good nor bad. Why then should a meaningless world upset you? If you could accept the world as meaningless and let the truth be written upon it for you, it would make you indescribably happy. But because it is meaningless, you are impelled to write upon it what you would have it be. It is this you see in it. It is this that is meaningless in truth. Beneath your words is written the word of God. The truth upsets you now, but when your words have been erased, you will see His. That is the ultimate purpose of these exercises. 3 or 4 times is enough for practicing the idea for today. Nor should the practice periods exceed a minute. You may find even this too long. Terminate the exercises whenever you experience a sense of strain. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. When we're upset, it is easy to blame that upset on external factors, on the world outside of us that we see. But the Course says that our upset comes from our meaningless thoughts, because we are not joined with the mind of God. We are not creating something. We're not having meaningful thoughts, thoughts with meaning, with love. The world we see is a projection of our inner thoughts. The upset or discomfort that we experience is actually a signal to let us know that there's something within us, within our thinking, that needs to be looked at and corrected. Correction happens at the level of the mind. By shifting our thoughts from fear to love, we begin to see the world differently. And that is a miracle. That is the internal shift, the internal miracle. That's one part of this. And remember, the world itself is neutral. It's how we perceive it that gives it the meaning it has for us. Remember, we only have one perceived problem, and that is that we think we are separate from God. And the thoughts we think about that and our beliefs about that lead us in this world. And we project that thought of separation onto everyone and every experience, every situation in the world. That is what's really causing our upset. Because deep down inside, we know we're not separate from God. But we gather evidence with our physical senses here in the world. And we focus on, what did it say, a horrible world, an insane world, a chaotic world. And it makes us feel like our separated self is the truth. The world we see is a projection reflecting back our fearful inner thoughts. And that is what is truly causing the upset. And like this lesson said, that is what needs correction. We can see this personally and we can see this collectively. How our personal thoughts have an effect on our relationships and immediate situations. But also how collectively, collective fearful thoughts, collective insane thoughts, collective chaotic thoughts have affected the world in general. But he says in the course, give me your thoughts about the world so I can change your mind about it. There is help and correction is possible. And the miracle worker lives from this place and leads from this place, knows they don't know, knows that their thoughts are producing an effect in the world, knows that what they see is meaningless. They can't possibly understand everything from a low-level place, but they have access to be lifted and elevated to a higher place of wisdom, and they know how to do that. And that is what the Course is teaching us to do as well.